Hey there, science fans! Today we're diving into the world of natural gas and the process of hydraulic fracturing, better known as fracking. Natural gas is a versatile energy source. It's found deep underground, often alongside oil. We use it to heat our homes, power our industries, and even fuel our cars. Now, natural gas has become increasingly important as we look for cleaner alternatives to coal. It burns cleaner than coal, releasing fewer greenhouse gases. But there's a catch. Accessing this valuable resource often requires a controversial technique called fracking. Fracking has sparked heated debates around the world. Why? Because it involves injecting a mixture of water, sand, and chemicals into the earth. This creates fractures in shale rock formations, releasing the trapped natural gas. But some worry about potential environmental consequences. So let's break down the science behind fracking and explore its impact. Get ready to learn about the history, the process, the benefits, and the challenges of fracking. By the end, you'll have a solid understanding of this complex issue. Let's get started. The story of fracking begins way back in the 1860s. Back then, folks were experimenting with different ways to extract oil and gas. One method involved using explosives to create fissures in the rock. Talk about a blast from the past. Fast forward to the 1940s and a company called Halliburton made a significant breakthrough. They combined explosives with pressurized fluids, paving the way for modern hydraulic fracturing. But it was the shale gas revolution of the late 20th and early 21st centuries that really put fracking on the map. Technological advancements like horizontal drilling and slickwater fracking made it possible to tap into vast reserves of shale gas that were previously inaccessible. This led to a boom in natural gas production, particularly in the United States. Suddenly, we had access to an abundant and relatively affordable energy source. But this boom also brought concerns. People began to question the potential environmental and health impacts of fracking. And so began the ongoing debate that continues to this day. Okay, science enthusiasts, let's break down the fracking process step by step. First, a well is drilled vertically into the earth, often to depths of thousands of feet. Once the well reaches the shale rock formation, it takes a turn and continues horizontally for another several thousand feet. Think of it like drilling a really long L-shaped tunnel. Next comes the fracking fluid. This mixture is pumped down the well at high pressure. The fluid is primarily water, but it also contains sand and a cocktail of chemicals. Each ingredient plays a specific role in creating and propping open those fractures in the shale. The pressure from the fluid creates tiny cracks in the shale, releasing the trapped natural gas. The sand acts like tiny wedges, keeping those fractures open so the gas can flow up the well to the surface. And the chemicals? They do things like reduce friction, prevent corrosion, and kill bacteria. Once the fracking process is complete, the well is ready to produce natural gas. This gas is then transported via pipelines to processing plants, where it's cleaned up and prepared for distribution to consumers like you and me. Natural gas is everywhere in our daily lives, even if we don't always realize it. It's the invisible force that heats our homes, cooks our food, and keeps the lights on. One of its primary uses is in electricity generation. Natural gas power plants are becoming increasingly common as we transition away from coal-fired plants. But it's not just about keeping our homes cozy. Natural gas is also a vital feedstock for industries like manufacturing, agriculture, and transportation. It's used to produce fertilizers, plastics, and even some types of fuel. And with the rise of natural gas-powered vehicles, we're seeing its role in transportation expand as well. The versatility of natural gas is undeniable. It can be used in its gaseous state for heating and power generation, it can be liquefied into LNG for easier storage and transportation, and it can even be converted into other forms of energy like electricity and hydrogen. As we continue to explore cleaner energy solutions, natural gas will likely play a crucial role in the transition, but it's not without its drawbacks, which we'll delve into next. Section 5. The upsides of fracking and natural gas. Now, let's talk about why fracking and natural gas have become such hot topics. One of the biggest arguments in favor of fracking is its potential to make us more energy independent. The United States, for example, has seen a dramatic increase in domestic natural gas production thanks to fracking. This means we rely less on foreign energy sources. Another plus? Jobs. The fracking boom has created thousands of jobs in the energy sector, boosting local economies. And because natural gas is often cheaper than other fossil fuels, It can lead to lower energy prices for consumers. From an environmental standpoint, natural gas is often touted as a cleaner alternative to coal. It burns cleaner, producing fewer emissions that contribute to air pollution and climate change. So while it's not a perfect solution, it can be a step in the right direction as we transition to a more sustainable energy future. But before we get too excited, it's essential to consider the potential downsides of fracking, which we'll explore in the next section. Section 6, the downsides, environmental and social concerns. Okay folks, time to address the elephant in the room, the environmental and social concerns surrounding fracking. One of the biggest worries is water contamination. Remember that fracking fluid we talked about earlier? Well, if it's not handled properly, it could potentially contaminate groundwater sources. Another concern is the release of methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Methane leaks can occur during the fracking process, and methane is also released when natural gas is burned. And while natural gas burns cleaner than coal, it's still a fossil fuel that contributes to climate change. Fracking can also have impacts on local communities. Increased truck traffic, noise pollution, and even the potential for earthquakes have all been linked to fracking operations. And some argue that the focus on natural gas distracts from investments in renewable energy sources, like solar and wind power. So, as you can see, it's not a simple issue. There are legitimate concerns that need to be addressed, even as we acknowledge the potential benefits of fracking and natural gas. Section 7. The fracking industry, key players. The fracking industry is a complex web of companies, each playing a specific role in the extraction and production of natural gas. At the top of the food chain we have the major oil and gas companies like ExxonMobil, Chevron, and Shell. These giants have the resources and expertise to explore for, drill, and extract natural gas from shale formations. Then there are the oil field service companies like Halliburton and Schlumberger. These companies provide the specialized equipment, technology, and services needed to carry out the fracking process. Think of them as the behind-the-scenes crew that makes it all happen. And let's not forget the smaller, independent producers. These companies often focus on specific regions or types of shale formations. They play a crucial role in driving innovation and competition within the industry. The fracking industry is a significant economic force employing millions of people worldwide. But it's also an industry under scrutiny, as concerns about its environmental and social impacts continue to grow. Section 8. Keeping fracking in check, regulations and innovations. Now, let's talk about how we can mitigate the risks associated with fracking. Regulations play a crucial role in ensuring that fracking operations are conducted safely and responsibly. Governments around the world have implemented regulations covering various aspects of fracking, from well construction and fracking fluid disclosure, to wastewater management and air quality monitoring. But regulations alone aren't enough. Technological advancements are also essential in reducing the environmental footprint of fracking. For example, companies are developing new types of fracking fluids that are less toxic and more environmentally friendly. They're also exploring ways to recycle and reuse the water used in fracking, reducing the demand for freshwater resources. And then there's the issue of methane leaks. Companies are implementing technologies and practices to detect and prevent leaks throughout the natural gas supply chain, from the wellhead to your home. These efforts are crucial in minimizing the climate impact of natural gas. The future of fracking will depend on our ability to strike a balance between energy needs, economic benefits, and environmental protection. And it's a balance that will require ongoing innovation, collaboration, and public engagement. Section 9. The future of fracking, a bridge to a cleaner tomorrow. So, what does the future hold for fracking and natural gas? That's the million-dollar question, folks. Some experts believe that natural gas will serve as a bridge fuel, helping us transition from dirtier fossil fuels like coal to a cleaner energy future powered by renewables. Others argue that the focus on natural gas distracts from investments in truly sustainable energy solutions. They believe we should be putting our resources into developing and deploying renewable energy technologies like solar, wind, and geothermal. One thing's for sure. The debate over fracking and natural gas is far from over. As technology advances and our understanding of the environmental and social impacts of fracking evolves, so too will our approach to this complex issue. The key is to stay informed, engage in respectful dialogue, and advocate for policies that promote a sustainable energy future for all. After all, we're all in this together, folks.